is Manish and also for the virtual students. We'll start now. Can you tell me where to stop last time now? We discuss about the factors. We were in the process of discussing the factors affecting the behavior of the people. So in that factors, we have already discussed the culture. We discussed last week. We discussed about the subculture. Did we discuss about the social class? No, we didn't. Subculture. Okay. If you are taking the factors that will influence the behavior of the people, that means you and me, the way that we behave, and also what kind of products that we consume, that's totally depending on the national culture that we have born and grown. So that we have already discussed a lot of examples and how the companies are adapting as per different culture, and also like there are some possibilities where the company can change the culture. That also is like what the Nescafe is for Sri Lankan culture. Then the other one is subculture. So the subculture means if we take a national culture like Sri Lankans, within Sri Lanka there are some subcultures as per the nationality. Like in color, Tamil, Muslim. So likewise, we have certain customs, certain traditions, certain way of living, and certain consumption patterns. That also needs to be addressed by the marketeers. Like say for an example, if you are establishing a clothing retail shop in the city where the majority is Islamic crowd. So then you know that Islamic, the ladies should wear certain kind of dress. So then make sure those dresses should be available, otherwise you don't have service. Like even if you are putting a restaurant in a community where the majority is from that culture, like as per the nationality or for the religion, the Muslim and Islamic, it's basically the same community. So then make sure that all your food, if it is meat item, that needs to go through the halal process. Otherwise they won't pass. So something like that, you have to address the subcultural diversity as well. That may be because of the nationality and also the religion. And even like some religion aspects also, like some religion they wear white, and for another religion they wear something other colors, like Tamil, even for religious festivals, they wear very bright colors. So like even if you are having the retail shops somewhere in the northern part of the country, so the colors should be totally different. And even the Vellavatte, so the colors are different and the dresses are different. That are very unique to that community because the majority belongs to Tamil community. So then you have to adapt according to that culture. Take it on place, subculture, due to nationality and the religion. Due to nationality and the religion. Due to nationality and the religion. Unique behavior. Unique behavior. Behaviors that needs to be addressed. That needs to be addressed by the market. Example, clothing retail shop, clothing retail shops. I exactly can't remember what is that was called, that the Islamic communities were wearing the clothing, that's the black. There's a name for it. So example, retail clothing shop, abaya should be sold. Abaya should be sold for Islamic community. Bright colors of saris. Bright colors of saris should be available in northern part of the country. So for the virtual students, I'm telling that if you are not coming from Sri Lankan background, so that is the area where the Tamil community lives in Sri Lanka. The restaurants, other example, the restaurants should be, restaurant should be follow, sorry, restaurant should follow, not be. Restaurant should follow halal procedure. Restaurant should follow halal procedure when dealing with Islamic community. Well, like certain meats you should not sell in that community, like pork. If you are having a restaurant in a particular region where the majority is Islamic, so in that restaurant you are not supposed to have pork related food item. So that's why here it says that different the same religion, the different way. So that's why even in retail shops, like in the windows, when the Vesak comes, all the window dressing white. When the Christmas comes, that is coming in the Christmas colors, like the white and not the white, sorry, red and green. And some that the different kind of religious festivals, so certain costumes are there. So that's why they are doing the window dressing accordingly. And also because different religions are having different beliefs, that has gone to the people's behavior. Because in one religion, say that having the meat just breaking the 1% out of the 5%. The in Buddhism it says that, so the first perception you should not kill the animal, so it says that you should not eat. And you see the Tamil community also say that pure vegetarian. But the Christians say that animals are for eating, so that means you can eat anything. But in the Islamic community, they say that certain the ones are clean, and so that it has a certain, so long as it's been the process as per the halal procedure, you can eat it, but except this pork. So that it's a religious belief, so that accordingly non-vegetarian diet. And so simple like that. That's why, like in the Vesak, all the wine stores close, but in the Christmas, all the wine stores open. So that's a cultural adaptation, subcultural adaptation in the same country. And also, in Sri Lanka, we don't have much of a diversity due to the racial group. But in India or some other cases where even the dress also like Singh people, and they have that's very long hair and that's been tied up in the head and also been covered from something like I don't know what it's called. So then the racial discrimination. But in Sri Lanka we don't have as such. And but we do have geographical diversity. Because if we take down south people, they have different terminologies in the vocabulary. And also like in the central part of the country, another sets of vocabulary. And the northern part of the country, it's another language itself. So that as a marketer, you have to address. Like if you are having a promotion, even a holding to the northern part of the country, the geographically it's different. So that make sure that should be written in Tamil because they don't use both Tamil and English. Predominantly should be the Tamil language being used for promotion in that part because of the geographical diversity. That may because of the religion. That may be one of the reasons. And also like, especially whenever you are having a restaurant, for the down south people, it's a very high level of spices. And also different way of eating, like the way of cooking fish, it's totally different. And also like the type of the rice that they are eating, the white rice, and very low form that they eat. Otherwise, if they are eating the white one, they don't feel like they have eaten, like the tummy something. And also like they eat curd and the rice together, and also like the uttapal and the rice. Like there are different kind of special kind of the items, so that you have to make sure that they are available in that fridge. That gives the geographical that. And that's why, like, since you want to cater to that food, those who are coming regularly for the Colombo for work, that's why you can see Matara Batkad in Colombo. Isn't it? Because they want that taste. They don't like the taste in Colombo. So that even though they are the residents in down south, if you are having an outlet, certainly you have to provide that taste. But if you are catering to that community who are working in Colombo, then again you have a potential market, so that you have to. And even for like saris, upcountry people, they always go for Canadians, so that you have to offer something suitable for Canadians. But for the rest of the region, it's the same thing. Likewise, you have addressed geographical diversity as well. Take on the example for geographical diversity. Yeah. Geographical diversity. Down south people require, down south people require unique taste of food, mainly with high level of spices. I hope that even in the classes we may have something for the downsides. Because unique taste of food, mainly with high level of spices. Restaurants, food stuff restaurants should cater. Restaurants should cater. Just giving only one example. Likewise, you can come up with so many examples. Like say this, if we take the vegetarian restaurants, that's mainly located in this area, the Lanka and that area, because that's mainly the Tamil community operates, other than northern province. And even like some kind of the fashion like street food, like if you go to that the Marine Drive, so there is a street food culture. So that's something unique to the geography, but you can't find it in somewhere else. So likewise, you have to adjust what you're offering based on some geographical layers. Even like there is some funny story, like if you're having something for the down south, so you have to make sure like there's a market something like that. It has a fine because they are using certain the vocabulary. So that is something very unique for them. So that in marketing, normally like we say that if you are sending some people for those regions as area manager or field staff, make sure that you are picking up from that area. Because then they can nicely communicate with those people. Because there are some very unique vocabulary those communicate using, especially for the northern province. So the make sure that your staff can speak Tamil, not the English or Srilanka, because that community speaks Tamil, so that you have to assign people who can handle those customers to that region. That's also like how you are changing your marketing approach to as per the geographical diversity. And another one is social class. The social class means it's something like this. In the social class, it's like if we take the society, we can divide the society into 3 levels: upper class, middle class, and lower class. That's totally depending on our income, wealth, education. So likewise, certain factors are taken on board. I say that, okay, these kind of people are in the upper class, they are in the middle class, and also lower class. And predominantly in Sri Lanka, we have middle class that we discuss in the environment. So you say that middle class families are increasing in 2030, the entire growth that will count for 60%, can you remember? So then it's middle class families, but we have some upper class and the lower class people as well. So that's what here it says, like relatively permanent and order divisions in the society whose members share similar values, interests, and behavior. Social class is not determined by a single factor. That may be because of the income or maybe occupation, education, wealth, and some other variables. Together consider and say that, okay, this is the cluster. So now our point is marketeers should understand, based on the social class that the individual customer belongs to, that person behaves. If you are belongs to upper class, you have certain behaviors. If you are belongs to lower class, then your behavior is something. If you are in the lower class, again your behavior is something. Like that mainly matters for certain products that you use to maintain your status. There are certain products that people purchase. Main purpose of purchasing is maintaining their status. We call those products as status quo products. The product that used to maintain status are called as status quo products. Like automobiles. So the main purpose of having automobile, like for upper class person, would be to maintain the status. But for a middle class person, it may be the community. It's not expecting the status out of there, so you're just expecting the transportation facility. But for a lower class person, may opt for the public transport. And that is one status quo product. And mobile phones, that's totally depending on the country. Like in Sri Lanka, Apple has been, like mobile phone has been using as the status quo product. So therefore, certain brands are very expensive. So like the Apple, it's very expensive because it's known that is for upper class. It's known, but I come to that point later on. The what else? Alcohol. It's depending on social class, which brand that you are consuming. So then other people might be asking, especially like what's the brand that, especially in the functions. Okay. So based on the brand, so it's determined like which class that you have belongs to. And even tobacco, the people those who go for a certain brands and the people, the ones who are in the lower class will go for an unbranded. So then I can't use those words because the virtual students also there. The branded one and the unbranded one, you know what I'm referring to. So then even perfume, there are some super expensive perfume. Like from the smell, we know that this is what this perfume is. Okay. So that is for a certain class. And the way that you are spending vacation, that also it's depending on the social class. Okay. The social class determine your behavior and also what you consume. Social class. Social class. Determine. Social class determine behavior of the people belongs to. The behavior of the people belongs to. accordingly they consume. Accordingly they consume. Example. Certain alcohol brands, certain alcohol brands, automobiles, perfume, are being consumed by upper class people, whereas consumed by upper class people, whereas middle class and lower class, therefore either different brands or unbranded products. Different brands or unbranded products. So that is one side, because depending on the social class that you are belongs to, so you can decide which way that you are behaving. So according to the product. And there is something else, like sometimes you are not really belongs to that social class, but you want to show that you are in that social class. People behaving that way also, especially in the Sri Lankan context. You are not really in the social class, so that you are, by using certain products, you try to show that you are in that social class. That's the place where the product status for products. Like sometimes, that's why I said that the Apple, that Sri Lankan market, that has been positioned as a very expensive products that is meant for the upper class. And I know personally there are some people, like in terms of the income level that it's like even lower than the middle class. Okay, yeah. So there are some instances where like people not really belongs to a particular social class, but they pretend by using certain products that they are in that social class. Because in terms of the income and their living standards, there are some cases where like they are not even in the middle class, either the lower middle class, but still like they are using a product. And also like the way that they're spending vacation, and that's why we have like two personalities. You are a real person and the person that you have created in the social media. So sometimes like you create a person in the social media through the Facebook and all the other like the cases, like then it's a totally different class. But the reality is something totally different. So that's also the kind of a behavior that's been created by the people. That's against the one that I said earlier. So by using certain, like, that's why like certain coffee shops, very popular in Sri Lanka, like barista. Because people wish to go for those places. It's not that every day they go there. So they go there to have the coffee, not basically to have the coffee. If you want to have a coffee, so many other places that you can go. But you go there and have a picture with the brand and then you put it in the social. And also like the wherever you travel, like the people tag. And to show that I'm a kind of a person traveling everywhere, so I have a very comfortable life. And like sometime, so now it's tomorrow, no? The Asian Cup final. It's tomorrow. It's today. It is 17th. No? It's today. Like so I forgot the date. I'm not a figure plan. Yeah. So then there are some people who spend even 40,000 for the cricket. Not that they want to watch the cricket. They can watch the cricket. There are some other places. But they really want to be in that crowd. To show that I have spent like 40,000 and I'm in that group, like it's a kind of a vibe. So then the marketers are nicely using it. So they use it for status product like automobiles, because depending on the brand of the vehicle, other people think that okay, this person would be this kind of a person, but it's not the case. Okay? Because you can even hire a vehicle and come. And also like depending on the house that you are living, you might think that this guy is a super class person, maybe a drug person who deals drugs. Okay. It's not survival. And even like I know that there are some people I just started the job, like intern, but purchasing iPhone, taking the father's the provident funds. Just imagine like the father is like spending all the life and a very innocent person, and once the provident funds come, then the son is asking Apple phone. The father has to pay it. It doesn't mean that the son belongs there, but son wants to be in that group. Understand? Otherwise, you feel like you are not in that group. So many companies are nicely using it. In Sri Lanka, status for products like automobiles, vacations. The people don't want to go for vacation. But you want to be, you have to show that you are in that upper class, you are going. So once you return somewhere, you don't have money to even spend it for the rest of the month. But still you're going there because you want to show that you are in the upper class. So that's the lot of companies also are dealing with the status for product using it. And even for like hospitals. So nowadays, like if you are having the kind of a surgery to be done, let's say it is a bypass or something, you are little inferior to say that you have get it done from a general hospital. You want to say that the hospital should be a branded one. Either you live or die, it's a different case. Yeah, because it's your life, isn't it? Okay. So whenever you are up for which hospital for me to go and get my surgery done, like it's the government hospitals, and if you're keeping all the hospitals on a tray, so first you have to decide my life is more important, not the brands. So who can rescue myself, then I should go for it. But some people, since they want to show that they are social class, they will say that it's okay, like once after the surgery, people are coming. You have to tell the people, like, I have getting done from this place. So you are little inferior to say that it's the government hospital. So that you work for the private hospitals. But you are thinking about after the surgery, you are not thinking during the surgery what will happen. Understand? So there are some cases, but it's very unique to Sri Lanka. Even looking at the decision criteria for selecting hospitals, the highest criteria should be the safety. But now it has gone the least criteria. The status has come to the highest criteria. Just want to maintain status, so that's why I say that X hospital, I give my share. You never say that I am bound to do. That's the reality of the market is a nice videos. There are some cases customers, there are some cases customers are not really belongs to a particular social class. Customers are not really belongs to a particular social class, within bracket upper class. Really belongs to a particular social class. Particular social class, within bracket upper class, close bracket. But consume products called as status quo products. Called as status quo products. Pass a message. To pass a message to their community. To pass a message to their community that they belong to us. Example, automobiles, phones, like even because I don't know whether you can see the way that I'm thinking. Certain products have been positioned in that way because the marketeers have positioned in that. Like if it is Apple phone, internationally, that is not to reflect the high class. But in Sri Lanka, it is being positioned as a luxury product. That is who created, again that brand created. Now we are accommodating to that. And even like coffee shops, internationally coffee shops are average shops. It's not for the super class families. But in Sri Lanka, it is being positioned as a high class product. Then the people use that product by paying extra money to maintain the status. Like if you want to have a cappuccino, that's the cheapest drink in UK. And even the bottomless class, like you have just one cappuccino while you are staying there, so you can have as much as possible cappuccino because it's like water. But here, having a cappuccino is a super luxury thing. Understand? Who create again? The market is created. So that's partly that is something inculcated. Now, in the social class perspective, our people use it to maintain the status. So both aspects are there. So that's the cultural factors. Now let's move to the social factors. We have three social factors, 10 social networks, family, role, and status. Okay. So let me start with the group. Oops, so I will give you time for you to read the slides, but then after that I'll explain. Two or more people who interact to accomplish individual or mutual goals, like living more than one people, so more than two people or more, two or more. That's we call as the group. So particularly I'm referring to the reference group. Reference groups are served as direct face-to-face or indirect point of comparison or reference in forming a person's attitudes or behavior. It's something like this. Now, as we are Asians, we are very love to live in groups because we are very much comfortable. This asked from yesterday, like how many of you drop a message last night whether you are coming to the class today? A bit concerned, like whether the other person is going. Because then if the other person is going, you feel a little comfortable. But in the Western culture, it's not like that. No matter who comes, who is not coming, if I want, I go. If I don't want, I don't want. So that is from the culture also, like we are very much comfortable in the groups because we call it as we are living in the collective culture. So they are living in the individualistic culture. Because of that, we are so worried about what others are thinking about us. Not that we want the way that we want to live, but that we are so worried what others are thinking, so that we have to do this. How many things that we are doing in our life because of others? Like if someone passed away at home, so you are so much worried, like how the other people are thinking, so that you have to celebrate, you have to do that functions in a wedding. So if you just ask for the bride and the groom, like, no, I don't want any weddings. Okay. Just keep that money and save for the future. But the problem is, those two can't survive in the both families if the wedding is not being taken. Because they have to survive in the group. Understand? Like even in a wherever you go, so you always refer to somebody else's behavior. That somebody else's behavior will control you. It's not you. It's not you. You are being mapped by the others. Either you are like set it on. That's what happens. Like basically we have two groups. We call them as reference group. Why we call as reference group? Because you are referring to somebody's behavior. You are referring to somebody's thinking. So that you are so worried about your behavior. So if I dress like this, how the others would think. Right? Especially ladies whenever they are going for wedding. So you can't wear the same saree twice if the same the communities come. Because reference group. For the gents, luckily, like so long as you have one color of them, no one is worried about what is inside. So that you are being led for that. That reflects very nicely the reference group influence. And also like this reference group, like it has two types of reference group. One is membership group, where you have taken the formal membership. You are a member for a certain time period. The permanent membership reference group is what? Family. Because so you are the part of the family until you die. It's a very permanent. You have a membership. Other than that, so that how many times the family members are influencing your decision? Your people. Especially like whenever you have children like passing the teenage, the parents want to control, teenage don't want to be controlled, even from the dress itself. So it's like you just want to keep close, but they don't want to be controlled. So, but still for main decisions, so sometimes like you have to sit with the parents and you have to take, like I'll discuss that one in detail under the family. Family is the one strongest membership reference group. Other than that, yes, societies like even school. School is another longest membership group, like if you are going to the same school, like it's 13 years. Other than the family, then the next one is your school age, if it is the same school. That's one is like the looking at the particular person, our people can say like, okay, this might be coming from this school. Because your behavior automatically be preferred by the schoolmates and the masters. That's why the parents are very much concerned about which school that the child should go. Because you know that that is a place where you mold the person. And other than that, what are the others? The office is the longest time that you are going to spend in your life, not the family. Sometimes if you take the time that you are spending, you spend more time with the office crowd than the family. Once you start working, sometimes you go home to sleep. So that's why like certain days that you're keeping off because you want to be with the family, unless otherwise you are with the office crowd. So they influence what you dress. They influence how you mingle with the people, what you consume, which parties that you are going. That everything is being influenced by your office mates. So then that is marketers are nicely using. And especially in the schools, like I told you, like in a particular time where the child even not listen to the parents. They will start give the priority for the friends in a certain age. So I will tell one is not the age and the life cycle. So where like if a friend is having a particular kind of a pencil case, your child also want to have the same kind of pencil. If a friend is having a particular kind of a bag, and then your child is also need of that kind of bag. If you have children at home, so and also younger brothers and sisters, you will get to know. If a particular one is having a laptop, new one, even your child was a laptop last year, so now your one is old. Because that you are always preferring, okay? Because so that market is a nice level. That's why, especially like certain products which cannot be promoted ethically, they are targeting the schools. Alcohol, tobacco, drugs. Can't stop. Because if it is being given to a one, automatically it's spread. Because that is the age where you think like heroes are the friends. When you are very small, that the heroes are the parents, the father and the mother are the heroes. But once you start schooling like nursery, teachers are the heroes. Then you give the less priority for parents, and then the teachers become the heroes in one. Then after some time, once you pass 10, like T, 10 to 90, friends are the heroes. You don't want your parents to come here. I say that you stay in the car and because you don't want to come. I'm experiencing it. So those days, like I can catch him hand, but now I don't. I can't, even if I want. Yes. He doesn't want even to me to get down from the car. Because he is now keen. So that's the reality. So he's referring to his friends, not to father or the mother or not something going on. So that we should accept it. So, and also you have to be careful. Whoever gives something, nicely accept it and nicely hide it. So that's why drugs cannot be controlled in the school, and even in the US, like the weapons, can't control. Because the reference book influence is very powerful. Though it is unethical, those companies are used. For fashion, again, it's the same. Because if a particular person is wearing in a certain way, the teenagers are nicely catching it up. So that's why certain fashions are very quickly get hit. Like the sports wears with the clothes, the frocks and the bit of like high hips and those ones, like the different designs and quickly getting spread because of the reference book thing. If one go and then it's other community like that, other community also going like from where did you get it, and then they also want to get it. And the sometime like even in the office community, like just imagine the time that you have gone to a particular office, how you went there and how you have changed yourself. Automatically happen. Otherwise, like you can't be in that clique. So you have to adapt to that culture. So unless otherwise you can't survive. So sometimes like you are going on vacation, not just you want to go for vacation because other office mates are going with their family, so that you are also going with the family. Otherwise, like you feel like you're not treating your family. So it's again the same for schools. So like sometimes like in the school holiday, like at the beginning, he is on claiming like he should go for vacation. When the school holiday is over, he's saying that I'm really go for any vacation. So what should I say to my friends? What should I say to my friends? Because we are not going for vacation. So that means he is not worried that he doesn't want the vacation. But now he is worried now I'm going to the school, like all the people are talking about like this is what they have done in the vacation. I don't have anything to share. So that is why we have to send him for the vacation. Right? So we have to go with the vacation. It's not that we want and it's not that he also wants. So many cases like that at your places as well. So that is very powerful in Sri Lanka. So nicely marketers are using like for vacation. The Tambudi one. So like that goes to the temple that the older community is that then you feel like you are inferior if you are not being there. So you said that everyone has been there, I also should. I'm not sure whether you live there or die there. So likewise, it's totally influenced by the reference book. So they are using it. So where to target? That kind of the travel planners targeting temple, because that is a place where the community is there. Just few people are going, and if that few people are talking about it, then automatically others will copy. Others also want to go. Otherwise, they are not in the click. And for drugs, tobacco, and the alcohol, they are targeting schools. So strong, very strong reference influence. And the fashion, hairstyle, shoes, that industry is also nicely using this. And the office wares, and also education. Like sometimes it's not that you want to be educated, because all the others are doing like higher education, so you're like out of the league. So then we decided it anyway, like only for a couple of months or a couple of years, I will go for the class. Okay. Otherwise, I can't do that, because everyone is having that first degree. It's not only me, I don't have first degree. Take it. The reference groups are in two types. One, membership groups. The small dash, right. People have the membership. People have the membership. Example, schools, office, depending on the, write it down, depending on the behavior, and office mates, school mates, and office mates. Particular person may change the behavior. Particular person may change the behavior. That is being used by some industries. That is being used by some industries, such as tobacco, alcohol, drugs, fashion, shoes. Fashion is like clothing items and hairstyles, so those ones. The shoes, handbags, office wears, vacation, almost all is like vacation, film, fast food, fast food industry, film industry, and fast food industry, and fast food. Like if I'm telling like I know almost all the industries. Like now, if we are like say that one community and saying that okay, you have gone and watched a film, don't you feel like you don't know what? Otherwise, you don't have to like you don't know anything to talk about. Film industry and some events, and even like even fast food, like because if say that I have been to that restaurant and we had this kind of thing, then it's at least by listening to that, some of people will go. And it's so simple, like say that if you have the son or a daughter at home, like sometimes he or she might be nicely taking the food from home, but all of a sudden, like say that I don't want anything because my friends are not giving the homemade. I want money. I will have eating out with them. Reference food. Like it's very much attached, and it's like we are being controlled by so many people. And like if you are, even this batch is also reference. So until you complete your education, so you all belongs to membership reference group. So there may be some people like who may work very in advance. But if you are being in a group where everyone is waiting until the last moment for doing the assignments, then automatically, like without your understanding, once the first semester you try your level best to bring them into your board, then after that, if they are not coming, you will go to the board. You will also do it. The automatic things happen. Okay. The other one is non-membership reference group. So non-membership reference group means you have not taken the formal membership, but still you are part. Like the cricket runners in Srilanka, sometimes you have never ever played cricket, and you are not belongs to any cricket club, but still you love to watch it. And that's the non-membership reference. You don't have a formal membership, but still you are part. Like we call it as fans. So when some people we take them as like the opinion leader. So it says opinion leader is a person within a reference group because of special skills, knowledge, personalities, and other characteristics, experts, social influence on others. So there are some people, it's there even in the membership group also, but it's very powerful in the non-membership group, where you take some extraordinary characters. Like in the cricket, I think the Srilanka was a very good opinion. So that either because of the personality, either maybe because of the performance, the way that the person is like presenting himself, or the way the person is playing that the tournament. And sometimes certain personalities are coming. So the marketeers are using. So in this series, if a particular person is performing really well, and sometimes some companies would be hiring that person as a brand ambassador. The suppliers they did from the previous the tournament, and they pick up 3 people and say that use in their promotions, because there are some people who are following those kind of, we call them as, sometimes we call them as opinion leaders, and sometimes we call them as brand ambassadors, and sometimes we call them as celebrities. So that it's the marketing companies are using mainly for promotion, but you have to be careful, because if that opinion leader is like not in a position to maintain his or her status, that will damage your brand. Because like that's why I said to Sankar, it's totally okay, because he was able to maintain his status for a longer period of time, so the brands also benefit. So normally those people are charging a huge amount of money to be in a brand industry, and it's been a lot of facilities. And but in case if you lost your personality, so then they are taking off everything from you. So there were 2 cases in Sri Lanka. Like there was one the player who was a school player for the Milo, the brand ambassador. So like he was representing the all the international games, the Sri Lankan representative. Then at a particular point, like it's not because of his fault, and the doctor has given some medicines to keep his energy or something. Then they realized that like the ingredients are there. So once the test has been done, so it's been proved certain medals were taken away from him. So then once the medals were taken away from him, the brand ambassador is also took away, and also all the facilities he had been given, like all the apartments with all the facilities, everything took. So it's like from the heaven to hell. I think it's taking all the things away. So once you are losing your personality and your achievement, so that also something we have to be careful whenever we are taking a particular person for promoting our product. Make sure that person can continue for a long period of time. The same thing happens to Santika for Dettol. So Santika was the brand ambassador for Dettol. Then after that, maybe I think it's because of the personal, like political issues, some personal issues pop up. So then everyone is start talking about that personal side. Every person is like, if you want to say good for the particular person, you have so many things to say. But if you want to say bad for a particular person, then you have so many things to say bad. So it's the way that you want to take that person. I will take it in that way. So then, so people wants to say that she is bad. So people took her bad side and just chased her. So then she was unable to keep her position. Then after that, they all terminate the agreement, saying that we are not going to keep you as a brand ambassador anymore. Unless otherwise, opinion leaders normally, it's very powerful, especially today in the social media. There is something called influencer marketing. So there are some influencers in a particular community. If they say something, most of the community accept. So so that's how we identify those influencers. Those who are having the large number of the fans in their network. So then those people say that, okay, sometimes they charge. They say that, okay, I will endorse your brand, but I want this much of money. And there are some people for the Facebook, and there are some people for the Instagram, and there are some people for the LinkedIn. So based on the community, where if you want to position whatever your event, say, suppose that from a particular university, if they are having a particular event, now you want to get more visibility. Then you see, you go to because if it is a professional event, so then mainly it's the LinkedIn. So you go to the LinkedIn and see whether what are the good profiles in the LinkedIn, have large community. So then you contact that person and say that, okay, can you endorse this event? So what that person should do is, some people charge, of course, some people don't charge. So they say that, okay, you just give that post and I'll make it available in my platform. So then the most people see. So nowadays, that's massively being used in the social media. It's something called influencer marketing. About and the other one is non-membership group. Non-membership. Now the time has gone. Shall we go to break and otherwise you'll be hungry? So I'll give the notes later. Or we have the notes and go, or how do you feel? Have the notes and go. So non-membership reference group. The groups that people belongs to, the groups that people belong to, even without the formal membership, even without the formal membership. Example. Cricket lovers in Sri Lanka. Mainly opinion leaders. Mainly opinion leaders are being used. Opinion leaders are being used to influence people in these groups. People in these groups. Example. Sangakara. Example, Sangakara is a successful opinion leader. Who had been used for promoting many products such as handling, fields, Asian paints also. So there's a paint brand, whether it's Asian paint or CS. So just keep those, the handling and the fields. These opinion leaders are very powerful in social media as influencers. Who influence as influencers who influence people to buy certain products, or to attend certain events. It is called as influencer marketing. Like sometimes you might have seen some celebrities who say that like I'm coming for this event, so you should also come. Like some voice cuts. People like, so there is an event going on, so that I'm so and so. That should be like the person who is being be accepted by the community. So I'm coming, and why not you also come? So that is example for person. So today I'm having the class until 3 because I finished my commitment. So we can nicely go for 20. Within the I know you had your lunch and also we had a break. We'll start from that place and one time I'm giving a tutorial question. So in that time period, I'll save all the PowerPoints to the pen drive. So she will make it available in the group because I try to upload it, but I don't know that once I click on that file attachment, that the icon doesn't show up. Thank you so much and voluntarily share that. And also this is also I have already discussed nowadays the social network, the groups and the social networks that goes together. When we discuss like the groups, basically it's having two sides, membership groups and the non-membership groups. So that we are referring to somebody's behavior, so that accordingly we behave. Okay? Most of the product in the most of the industries now the conduct main influences. And at the same time, with the widespread of the social media, especially teenagers, it's not just limited to teenagers, but the teenage and the young and even the adult. So we are in the social media than in the physical socialization, because even if you take like sometimes while you are traveling, you don't know who is sitting next to you, but you know that the one who is in another country. That is the reality we have to accept, like even whenever we are going, especially the young generation, so they want to speak to each other. But they are more attached to the social media. The socialization now is happening through the social media platform, but not in the physical platform. So therefore, that influence is very much powerful because I would say they try to learn the life through the social media. So it's a kind of an addiction, by the way, because the social media is not the reality. As I told you, like every single person, even if the person wants, can have a different personality and a different character and a different kind of history in the social media than that of a reality. Okay. So if people try to understand the world through that kind of a social media, it's a kind of a dangerous thing. That's something we should understand in the social perspective. But that is something predominantly happens, so therefore the marketers are nicely using. Because of the social networks, like the dark networks are going on, YouTube, Facebook, the Twitter, and the MySpace and the Instagram, TikTok, and so many platforms are there. Then, so it's one thing, it reflects how the people behave. Okay. Like nowadays, even in the recruitment, so some companies, because the recruiting the correct person is a real nightmare. Like it's really the challenging task for managers nowadays, because it's not the qualification, it's something else. Because we can take qualification from anywhere, but especially the young generation, they won't take the responsibility. Okay? They just come and like even without thinking twice, if they feel something the bad, give the resignation and go. Even sometimes they won't tell the resigning, and then from next day on, no phone answer, it won't come. So that's like they very quickly take decisions and also not liable for something. So that you can't trust it, because if you are like recruiting a particular person, it's like getting married, because you are sharing a lot of your company's information. So then if you don't trust a particular person, then how you are going to freely share everything that person. So therefore, like since it has a behavioral side, then now the operates. They're not much worried about the qualifications, because the qualification anyone can acquire. And even the skills. The skills also, if we can have like kind of a motivation and also the practice, that also can be built up. Skills also something that, say, for an example, simple logic, like one time if you're making a tea, so you may pay. So if you have like 5 visitors, so sometimes you are either running out of the quantity or else you have excess. To serve the tea even for people who don't want the tea. So like even usually tea for people those who are at home who doesn't have any intention because you have made extra. Or else like you are either your tea is too bitter or too sweet. Okay? Like it's the first time attempt. But once you keep on trying, you will come to a better shape. Okay? Then you know that okay, 5 visitors, this is the quantity I should make. If 3, this is the quantity. So you have a cup to measure. Okay? So then also you know how to mix up with the tea and the milk and the sugar. So you know how with the experience you get somewhere. Then to serving like 20 to people, nothing for you if you have to try experience. Okay. So likewise, anything like any skills with the practice we can build up. Okay. But the attitude is the hardest thing. So that is the hardest thing, and also it's very difficult for us to get to know a particular person's character. So just by being with the person only, you can get to know that person. But the problem is now when it comes to the recruitment. So if you are going with the wrong selection, because nowadays if you put a 1 advertisements, you will have minimum of 100 CVs. So from that minimum, scaling down into a shortlisted and then also interview process, and so many processes are going, and then you are selecting a person, that person is not the best person. So you must, as a company, you must, because probably the next person will be the most suitable person. By the time that person left, whenever you call the other person, that person has already gone, and that person has gone for another company, that will be a competitor. It has opportunity cost as well. So therefore, it's something so crucial. Like anyway, we have to take that risk, and there is no proper mechanism. So one of what the corporates do is like they answer what's the name that you're available in the FB and the LinkedIn, because the LinkedIn will show you your professional character, and Facebook will tell you your personal character that you can't change. Because then once you put like your person as your name, then it shows all your history. You are this kind of a person. So whether we can take that kind of person to our community. And even in the LinkedIn also, they say that like, okay, you are in profession, like this is how you are maintaining your profession. Whether that person is matches, whether the person is having capacity, what's the history, everything, like you can tell from the LinkedIn. So likewise, the social media nowadays is very powerful. Not only in the marketing, even in the other discipline also, it's being used for recruitment. To get to know about the character of the people. And also it's being used mainly to identify your target market. Like so much the social media that the people are interacting with, like they can track from the cookies. Even whenever you are going for certain the websites and say that accept the cookies. So once you accept the cookies, you are being tracked. So then that's the place where like the big data analysis comes, data analytics. So each and every single person's character can be tracked if you nicely analyze social media, the reviews and those things. And then go know that okay, this person is someone like this. These are the preferences of that person. So likewise, you can identify similar people. I will say that okay, if you want to target this kind of a product, this is the community. They mostly prefer this kind of product. Their preferred color is blue. And these are the places where they go and interact. So these people, they do shopping. So likewise, like it's not that individually asking from the customers, but from the customers' behavior, they have tracked. That is, we call as objective data, not the subjective data. Because like sometimes if someone, the research firm come and ask from you, like, which is the favorite color of you, you would say that I like red color. But the website browsing shows that in say retailing, if you are going into some clothing retail sites, those lights will tell you like the way that you click on certain dresses, whether it's all red or another color. And they say that even though you think that you like right with the red color, but the selections, it's not exactly right. So you like these colors. So the companies believe that one more than what you are feeling. So that's why in the future, the data analytics, big data, and all these things are coming up just to analyze the huge information. And so that we can use it for targeting. Say that, okay, you want to offer a product, okay, this is the crowd. This is the platform. These are the networks. So that we have to showcase this product. So that you can use that information for product design. And also especially, like, anyway, at the moment, they are also using for promotion. If you take any the ones who are working, if you take the budget, then nowadays people don't much spend for, we call it as ATL, like the mass media, people don't spend because the one thing is it's very expensive and also less productive because we don't watch TV and we don't listen to the radios. And also we hardly read newspapers. That has like even gone down, not any people because of the, I don't know for why it is, but even if you are reading newspapers, it's a virtual platform. The platform has been changed. And the young generation, I don't think that they are not even aware like what newspapers are. So that has gone like dying the mass media platform. Even TV also, not many people are watching. Even if they watch, they bypass the advertisement. With the pure even with the technology, they have the ability to like bypass all the advertisements. I'll watch my program and that's it. So likewise, it's that the behavior has been changed. That's been supported by the technology. So that the social media has become so powerful. So for promotion, no point of keeping a huge amount of budget and for showcasing a product in the mass media. So why not you have a Facebook in the company and then you update everything and have a nice fan base. And also you have some posters and then you put them into a different places and you say that asking people to share as much as possible. The promotion has shifted from mass media to social media. It's very cost effective and also like you can get the feedback immediately because once you put the post, so you know that how many the shares are there, how many views and the comments. But if you put a particular advertisement in a TV commercial, that has a huge coverage, that's true, but you don't know whether people are watching it. At least share means like the person has seen and also like the likes and those ones, so it shows that whether people like the comment. And based on the comments, you know that what's the attitude, what's the people thinking about what you have included in the post. Understand? So therefore, like the social media, nowadays it's very powerful and almost all the companies are using as a very cost-effective promotional plan. So we call it as like the promotional call as a BTL, the below the line promotion. That means whenever you want to pass a message, in promotion, you basically passing a message. Either you pay a huge amount of money and telling to everyone who wants it, who doesn't want it. That is what's happening in the mass media. Or else having a small budget, so you're passing the message only to targeted data. That is more costly because which has more ROI, return on investment. Because we know that the message has gone to the required crowd. so that at least some of those people will purchase your product or come to that event whatsoever. No point of paying a huge amount of money and paying to unnecessary people. The thing is, you have a little budget and go to the social media. So that's what most of the companies are doing. With the widespread of social media, companies use it. Companies use it for many marketing purposes. Example. Understanding trends and behavior. Of people. Understand trends and behavior of people. Selecting the target market. Based on the factual information. Based on the factual information derived through big data analysis. And mainly for promotions. In particularly promoting in social media is very cost effective. Compared to mass media. So that's about the social networks, how we can use it. One finished the social factors. I have finished the group and social networks. So let me go to the family. So it's like this. The family means, that in the Asian culture, so we have a very high value to the family. In our culture, the family is a very strong bond compared to the Western culture, because in the Western culture, the culture itself, you have single parents, where the people won't get married, so but they have children and they are living together, so they have partners. Because the how it has evolved in that way, because the government is a single parent, so then the government is giving some assistance to let that parent grow, facilitate that child to grow up to mistaken 18 years or 16 years, which I can't exactly remember the age limit. Say that it is 18. So then once the child, until the child turn up to 18, the government is giving certain amount of money like subsidy for the mother or father who is taking care of the child. So then, so suppose that if it is mother, so that, but if got married, so they are not giving. So that's why people are not getting married. So that it's a link that the attachment is so loose. And so then the mother is supposed to work on a limited number of hours, like 20 hours per week or something. So because the idea is you have to live with the child. So then, once that the child grown up to that level, the government is stopping that subsidy. So then they say that okay, now the child is independent. So the parent also saying that now I am not getting any assistance from the government, so that I don't want to take care of you. So you are independent, so you better you leave from home, and then you have your own education and your own life. So I want to involve with you. So from the small day itself, they're making the child independent. So they won't even carry the child themselves. Put it into a cart and carry. So it's just independent. So not taking the child to the bed, child should be in a separate cot. So from the birth itself, independent. So you are detached, and I don't want to because they say that it's the independent personality they are building up. But the Asian culture is totally different. So like even at the age of 25, you are a small son for your daughter or your parents. Okay? And then whatever ask, they will give. And so that is the attachment. I don't know how far that it will survive because of the way that it goes in Sri Lanka. So sometimes that will also lose in the future. So then, but so far this is what. Because why I said in that way, because the way that you're looking at, especially young generation, not like you young, and even the smaller ones, the teenagers that they're looking at the parents and that bond. We can't expect the way that we are taking care of our parents, our children will take care of us. No hopes like that. So that their mindset, it's totally different. So that's why I say that I don't know how far that it will survive. But anyway, so far, our families are very strong. So that, so many influences. Whenever you want to buy certain things, it's not you, it's the family. Whenever you are making some important decisions in your life, it's not an individual decision, so it's the family decision. Sometimes it's too much influencing. Even I don't know how many of you have that experience, especially for boys. When you have a unique haircut, how many times you have been returned to the salon to have the correct haircut by the father? Sometimes you are doing it for the sons as well, if you do have. Okay? So that much of influence. And also so sometimes you try to give a dress, okay, say this is the one you have to wear. So they don't have that decision also. So to a certain level, you can influence, but there are the too much of influence, at least the person doesn't have the independence of selecting his or her own dress. Okay. That's true that it should have to have certain limits. And also especially whenever you're selecting the education programs and the field to evolve. So that's something that I will tell you how the marketers are using it. So I'll tell you how the things are going on here. Say that if I'm going to the level where our people are deciding which stream that they go, whether it's a commerce, science, bio, something like that, or A-levels. Okay. So that it's father and mother decides. Okay. So there are only certain devices that they are the child deciding, but some cases it's very strong influence from the father and the mother, because if a mother is so and so, if a father is so and so, then they have thought about the child. So they write the future of the child, the career, it's not the child. It's so, I feel like it's so pathetic, because ultimately it's not the father and the mother who's doing the education, it's the child. So the child should be happy with whatever he's selecting. So then, but that is what happened. Even for selecting the degree, parental influence is so much high. Parents are not, because they are the ones who are giving the money. In that culture, so after 60, So you have to earn and you decide what you want and it's your life because it's your petrol, it's your car. So you can drive in a way that you want. But in this case, if I'm giving the money, it's like, of course, I'm not like that. I'm so liberal. Because my son, of course, when he wants to do his A-level streams, all level stream selections, he said that I don't want to do commerce. He said it's okay. He is a professor in marketing, but he doesn't want to do commerce. My husband is also an accountant. Both are coming from commerce background, but son doesn't know what to do. So son said that I don't like commerce. So because it doesn't have any sense for me. He said that I like the science. So it's all about the nature and those ones. I said that it's totally fine, but you have to take the responsibility. You are not getting any assistance from me or not. He said that it's totally fine. Then I said that it's you take the responsibility. I will facilitate only in terms of financially, not in the subject. Anyway, the subject wise, anyway, I'm not facilitating. I'm not a teacher to home. Okay. Because otherwise, it will be so bored if I'm going to teach some other. So likewise, but in most cases, it's not like that. The parent decide, and the referencing influence is so much, even for that also, because I'm also, as a mother, I'm also in a community, like the parental community I am. So the sons, the friends' parents, and they are so much influencing me. Why you are not influencing your son to come to the commerce? Because you are expert in that, so why you are not showing the importance of that side? And why that's so it's like I have to push the referencing influence aside, and I have to look at the child because so much pressure that keeps my mind say that no. Whatever the pressure that you're in, the husband also they got too much pressure. They can't influence my son. I said no. It's not me going to sit the exam, but he's going to sit the exam. So he should love like me. But hardly people are thinking it that way because even whatever the job that you do, whatever the person who ultimately it's you have to make it. It's not the mother and the father is going to think that the person is going to be stressed. So then so those things, but it's so much linked with our family so that we make family decisions for the education, for the career, and for the marriage, and even whenever you are buying a vehicle, and like very important decisions in the life. And whenever you are making a house, if their opinions are not being taken like that, they will be so bored, okay? And also so worried. And so therefore, market is losing. How they are losing? They know that so many influences are there. So let's take the one example. So if we take the so we take we know that in the Asian family members are influencing the others' decision. So that will go to very crucial decision of selecting the career and the job and the house and the automobile and even the vacation and even like watching a TV itself is a family decision, isn't it? Okay. So very hardly we have like if we have 5 members, 5 TVs in the individual room, we hardly have maximum 2. So if you can't like compromise, then you have 2 TVs in 2 places. Whoever wants this one, go this one. Otherwise, you go for other place. So that's the maximum that departure is there, but not more than that. Okay. So and also sometimes it's that certainly for the very rare decision. In some cases, it's go to the extreme level where even to what the people eat and what people dress, what kind of the hairstyle people do. So it may go even up to that level. So it's range in the Sri Lankan culture. So if I'm going into one extreme, like if it is an expensive product, where the family may, there are so many people who play different roles. They are called as wine roles. Just imagine, in your family, you want to buy an automobile. Situation is like that. Like family is talking. The subtopic is money choice. We'll do it in the class after the break. It's good. You had lunch, and then you feel sleepy. The main topic is family, within which you can write down buying dolls. Just imagine that you are going to buy a vehicle for your family. The situation is buying a vehicle for the family. The situation is buying a vehicle for the family. Now I will tell you, then after that we go to the task what is. Vehicle means maybe like family. Vehicle is not a bus or something like that. I suppose that you understand. Now, when we are making that kind of a decision, different people in the family play different roles. So I tell you the first role, and you have to decide who is playing which role in your family. So one of that role is initiate. The one who come up with an idea. Okay, let's buy a vehicle. That is the initiate. And there are some who influencing it. Let's do it. Support it. The influence. And there will be some gatekeepers. Say that no, we should not. The one who is blocking it, that's the gatekeeper. Okay. And then there is the decider who finally decides, okay, we buy and this is the model that we are going to buy. The decider. And the purchaser, who is paying the money. That's the purchaser. And then the other one is user. Write down initiated. Those are the buying pockets. Initiated. Initiated is who comes out with an idea. Then the other role is influence. Influence. The one who supports. And the third one is gatekeeper. Gatekeeper. Gatekeeper is the one who blocks it. And the other one is decider. The one who makes the decision. So which the type and the which version likewise. And then the purchaser. The purchaser or the one who really buying it. The one who paying the money. And the last one is user. Now your task is in your family, you identify who plays which role. I'm not going to look at your answers because it's your privacy. And you don't need to be to the next one also, unless otherwise you are coming from the same family. It's your family, you know how the things happen, so that you identify. Sometimes, like one person is playing multiple roles, that is also possible. Otherwise, like it doesn't mean like you have to have 6 family members to play one role by each. I said that I'm not going to look at your answers, but that's your privacy. But be gentle, because I have something to get out of the answers. it doesn't necessarily like there should be a gatekeeper. There may be instances where no gatekeeper. If everyone supports, then there is no gatekeeper. Okay. Now, like whoever very frequently appearing, don't you think that person is the most powerful? Look at masses. Whoever very frequently appearing in this role, he or she is the very powerful person in the family. That's one thing you can identify out of that. And also, like, no matter who is paying the money, no matter who is using the vehicle, the designer is very powerful. See that with the designer. That's what the marketeers know. Yeah. So the marketeers, they know that in the Sri Lankan context, when a particular person, family is buying a vehicle, it's not just there's individual decision, it's a family decision. Because of the Asian culture, that's the value that we give to the family. Because otherwise you can't stay in the family. That's the problem. You have to protect your family and you keep your mind like free to stay in the family. Otherwise, like the mind like always keep on saying, I told you that not to buy that one, just buy it, and even a small thing happens, that goes to the history that I told you. I know those ones. Okay. So then so that's why this that marketers understand it's a family decision. So that it's so important who makes that decision. It's not important who is having the money. So therefore, in most cases, I think it's a gentleman. The decision maker, is it a gentleman or a female? Look at your answer. Very frequently, it should be a gentleman because this is a technical product. Automobile, sometimes the money is given by wife or mother. And the user is also mother or the wife. But the decision is coming from a gent. Because the female is little reluctant to take that decision, which is not familiar. So normally, so then the marketeers say that, okay, these products are masculine products. Because the male is the one who decide finally. Male is the one who decide, okay, we will go for this kind of a vehicle, and this is the version. Only thing is like if the male is so fair and ask like whether you can drive. That's the only thing. Otherwise, would say that okay, you learn how to drive this vehicle. So that's the case. Okay, so that's something like that. Okay. So then I also had that problem when I was buying that. But I said that no, I can buy like I can drive only a very small one. So I know that my driving capacity, so that I will go for this tiny one, so that I can go in any road and do my job. For a statement, you have something else. So this is for the daily purpose. So likewise, if you like, it's a kind of a compromise decision. So what the marketeers, how the marketeers are using it. So they know that this decision is taken by a man. So the men are having masculine personality. So that men are like different colors. You prefer different colors, boys. So you don't like pink. You don't like very bright orange. So there are some the catchy colors for you. We call them the masculine colors: black, white, the very dull colors like ash, blue, even blue also, the dull blue, and the brown. So those are masculine colors. You see, like most of the vehicles are coming in those colors because they know that this is a family decision. No matter who is having the money, no matter who is using it, the decision is being made by a man so that it should match with the men's personality. There were some vehicles like came with very different colors, like but it isn't successful. There is no much market issue. Because those colors are not matching for a vehicle, not many people opt for that. Those colors. That's how marketers are using. That's one example. But if I change it to tiles, change food waste which one? Tiles. Say that you are making a house. So now it's a decision you have to make so the entire house, floor tile as well as the bathroom fittings. Identify. I tell you like how the product, as for the product, how it is. Now this is a can. So the next to it, you just say tiles, including the bathroom fittings. Now in identifying your family, if it happened, how each member would win. So it's like this have a one line. They put tiles to place which was. Put numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So then tiles 1, 2, place 2, likewise. We don't need to write it again. That's the floor tiles and the bathroom fittings. Okay. Done. Okay. Now, once I change the product floor tile and including the bathroom fittings, see whether who made the decision. Is it a male or a female? So that's mainly the female. Okay. Because again, no matter who is giving the money, and no matter like who is living in the family, so that's a particular male is the female character in the house. Make the final decision. Okay, these are the colors, these are the styles, and these are the bathroom. Man can decide, but man can't bring it because even a small thing happens. Say that I told you not to do this one, so because you are the one who made the selection, that's why now the tap is leaking. Tap is anyway leaking, but now we are finding the ball because everything is due. That's like so. Therefore, marketeers know it better. So they know that for these products, these people are dominant, and for these products, these people are dominant. So then, since you want to have a peaceful mind at the family, so you okay, I'll give you the card and you decide whatever, no point I'm coming. So then you decide whatever you pay. So then you take any tile advertisement. The Rosel is the one is finished. The lady is the one who is running here and there, not a judge. Currently is not even not in the thing. That is correct. That because the female character is the one who decides what kind of a version is there, so that you have to attract those people's attention. No point of taking the male's attention, even though the male is having the money. So you go like as the husband and wife, you go stepping into a toy shop. Even the salespeople speaking to the lady, not to the gent. Gent don't care. So they know that the final decision is coming from her. But for automobiles, the car shop. So once you step in, even the wife is there, they don't care the wife. Because they know that the decision is being taken by this gentleman. So likewise, that's how the marketeers they use these kind of the learnings. And even for the some FMCG products, full cream milk powder. The whom that they are speaking in the commercial, they are speaking to mother. Because they know that it's a family decision, it's not that one milk for one person and another milk for another person, not like that. Either you like it or not, you have to eat butter and milk. So that so that's why they are speaking to the one who decides. That's the mother is the family. So that's why those people are in the commercial. Poultry, milk powder, soap, and most of the home care products. That's the mother is the one who is going for shopping. Automobiles industry. Automobiles industry. Design the products. And promote the product. Promote the product. For males, as male is the decision maker. Male is a decision maker. But in tiles industry, promote the product. Female. Decision. Like most of the products, it's like this, even for FMCG. So they know that who is the final decision maker, so that they are speaking, there's no point of targeting others. And even in the education programs, these days, like once the year results being fast released, so therefore the open days are there, so they invite the parents also. So they know that the parents is the sometimes decision maker. And the other powerful divine role is the influencer. The most powerful person is the decision maker, the one who makes the decision. And the next powerful person is influence. Is it true in your family? Is it true in your family? So the influencers are the next powerful person. The marketeers know it. So most cases, like for certain products, depending on the age of the children, so the children are very powerful. Like for toys industry, sometimes even the decision maker is not important. It's the influence. So that's why, like in the toy shop and also in the supermarkets, they keep the toys in a lower racks, where they are fetching level, not to the decision maker, because you as a mother or the father, you decide to buy it or not. But if it is keeping in the decision maker's eye-catching level, you never buy. So then, because for you, it's not a decision, it's a small thing like 4 years, and then like within a day, it still break. So then you are keeping it to the influencer. So influencer is very powerful in that kind of a product. So the influencer can see those ones, influencer is going to take it. And the influencer want that person to make a decision, and also with the Sri Lankan the culture, once the child starts crying, so in the public, you can't even eat. Because other people like look at your people, you see that this father and the mother, like they looks like a toy, but they are so big, buy a small toy for the fingers and the child. People interpret in that way. So that you don't have any option. So the marketeers, they nicely know it. So they say that, okay, this is how you have to influence the children. And also like even the fast food chain, like especially McDonald's and KFC, so they have inside play area. Why? because like it's in the international context, it's like this. Once the film is released, along with the film, toys also released. So the toys are being given with the happy meal. So then the children are going to see the film and they know that this film is being released. So then that they want the toys at home. So that they are influencing the family to take the happy meal. So it's then also they influencing the family to just play in the play area. So that entire family should go and have the dining. So that they normally in the McDonald's, they say that you have to treat the children as stars. Because in a family, children is the one who bring the entire family to the restaurant. It's not the decision maker, it's the influence. For certain industries, influence is very powerful. Especially in the fast food chain. So that's why they make them entertain. Inside the area and also happy meal and the things that's been targeted for the children. And even for toys industry, it's the same. The children is very popular. But then after the children get like into a teenage age, if the son getting more supporting to the decision maker for some masculine products. Like when the family is having the child like 13, 14, 15, more than that, and that son is also influencing the father. Which kind of automobile that they have to go. With the time, it's changed. And if you have a teen daughter, it's the same. So that it's the marketers should nicely understand like this role might be slowly changing with the time and with the age of the influencers. So accordingly, you have to adjust. Influencers also very powerful. Influencers also very powerful in the family. Therefore, some companies promote the product. Some companies promote the product to attract the influencers. Example, toys industry, fast food chain, within bracket you can write down McDonald's, fast food chain, within bracket you can write down. So basically, for those ones, we can take the influencers. And like for vacation, and again, they are influencing lot for vacation. And also like once I'm linking it with the demographic, the trend. So now in the demographic trend, we know that Sri Lanka is basically going for, like I said that the population is increasing because we have a low birth rate. So that means family size is very small. So that means we have only limited number of children, either one or two. So those days there's just a couple of generations ago, average 5, 6 children in the family. So one doesn't have much of a voice. Because if one says something, then it's not considered because there are another 6 more to support you. So now it's just one or two. So therefore that the power is also high for them. And also you also try to keep them more comfortable zone. So then they are becoming too much power. So that's what the marketers are using. If you take very carefully observe so many promotions, they are taking the children on board because they know that the children is a very powerful influencer for so many decisions that family makes, ranging from very expensive products even to not expensive products. And the next one is the role and the state. I want you to do something.
Mm-hmm.
Role is something like this. If we take a particular person, that is you and in our life, we play different roles. Now I am playing the role of a lecturer, you are playing the role of a student at this moment. So then after that, again your role change and my role is also change. So likewise, you identify what roles that you are playing in your life. Now I gave you an example. At the moment, I am your lecturer and you are my student. But at the moment, so you consider yourself and which role that you are playing. Now, you know that certainly for weekend you are playing the role of a student. That's for the weekend. But when you are living, so you are playing different roles. Like the role played by an average person. So you take you as an average person, you identify what are the roles that you play. Identify all the roles, not half them. Then you are a student, another time you are someone, another time you are someone. That someone is someone I want you to identify. Say for an example, if I'm telling myself, now I'm a lecturer. After some time, I'm just a driver. Okay? So then go, yeah. So that's another role. And then also I'm a mother of a son. So I have a role as a mother. And also I'm a wife. Okay? So then also I'm a daughter to my parents. And also I'm an employee to the place where I'm working. So likewise. Now it is identified like, so normally it says the role is activity people are expected to perform according to a person around them. According to the persons around them. Now, I am in front of students so that I'm a lecturer. So you are in the classroom, the lecture is going on so that you are a student. So that is what the idea. But once I like start going home, then I'm just a driver on the road, okay? Not a lecturer. So once I like, likewise, once we move, we are changing our role. So the each role carries a status reflecting the general esteem given to it by society. So now, if you play each of these roles properly, then only you can maintain your status. Then you maintain my status for each of these roles. Look at how I am paying and how I am maintaining my status. For you to maintain status, so you demand for certain products. So now you are coming to the class as student so that you can wear casual. So your role is student. So your status is like that so that you demand casual. But Monday you can't go like this to work. Isn't it? If you are working. Then there are the companies say that this is how you have to come. then that you are playing the role of an employee. And to maintain that status, so you have to like demand certain products. So that's why, like, if your hair is grown, so that's why you're going to the salon, because you can't go to work like this. So that's why you purchase office wears, because there are certain conditions where you have to adhere. So that's what here the point is. Every person is playing a role to make. If you are not playing that role well, you won't get the status. Right? So simple. In your family, like if the father is coming from the college in the night, the next day morning, if the father is going to give the advices to others, others will look at you. Who you are? Because the last night you were like in the like a dog, but now you are going to tell like so many the philosophical notes. You don't care. And like you fail the exam and you're going to give the advices to the younger brothers and sisters, and the younger brothers and sisters will look at you like, first you pass your exam, then you tell, then they listen to you. That means you don't have status. So that you have to set the example. Then not for you to set the example, like as a boss, like you are late, but you're asking subordinate to come on time. They want. As a person, like if you maintain your status, then the others will respect you. So therefore, it's the matter like people try to maintain their status with the role that they play. So therefore, they behave in a certain way so that they demand certain products. Clear? There's another point which I wanted to tell you. There are some roles which you have to play simultaneously. Are there in your list? There are certain roles where you have to parallelly play. Like in my case, I don't want to speak to your life. So I'm a mother, so that I'm a mother, even though I'm here, I'm a lecturer, plus still I'm a mother at home, isn't it? And also I'm a wife. And also I'm a daughter. Even I don't, like, I have to shoulder the responsibility. So that still, like, I have to play that role also well. Also, I play this role also well. So that I'm trying to get some assistance. Which way? Now, as a mother, I should send my son to the classes now. But at the same time, I should come here. So the way that I can't send someone here. So I make it because there I am driving. But this is a driver. So then I made another driver, the private transport. So I go there. So that we are coming. So then sometimes like as a wife, you have to provide the food to the house. Sometimes no time. So that's why going for the eating out, the restaurant. So all it says like dry cleaning centers, the restaurants, fast food, private transport, school, the van, all these things, because we want to play these multiple roles simultaneously. So the marketeers know it, so that even a telecommunication, the network, people can't live without the mobile phone. Because you are playing multiple roles at once, so that you have to coordinate so many people. Understand? So therefore, that is it is an essential product. So the telecommunication network providers know that people can't live without this. So sometimes like you are not physically going to the office, but you are on call. So that means still you are playing two roles. And also like when some companies, whenever they are designing the job, they say that, okay, so we have very flexible working hours. So why the companies are now moving towards flexible working hours, not 8 to 5? Because if you are 8 to 5, so sometimes you are not playing a role well at home. So that you are not mentally free. So your maximum potential won't come. Because physically as a person you are there, but mentally you are busy with your home issues. So the best thing is like give flexible hours, sort of particular role that you are playing at home. When your mind is comfortable, come. But it's only the performance-based evaluation. KPIs are being given, not hourly. That was correct because multiple role. So likewise, now the not even in the marketing field, so the companies by themselves they are changing the work hours and the way that you are evaluating the performance. It's not the time-based performance; it's the KPIs. The KPIs are given like, you are this. This is your targets. I don't mind whether you are going to come to office or whether you are going to stay. I don't mind what time you are coming and what time you are going. I count the work. So you manage how these multiple roles are being filled, so that you are getting productive. So in case if you have to work overnight, so you give a call and you say that okay, send the pizza to home. As different people play different roles, as different people play different roles in their life. They try to maintain status. They try to maintain status attached to each role. To maintain status, certain products should be purchased. Example, as an employee, it is required official wears. But as a student, casual wears also needed. That is why different sets of dresses are being purchased by the same person. Which is a good market for clothing traders. You get to find what I said. Like since you are playing multiple roles, you need multiple sets of clothes. Otherwise, you have only one set of clothes, you wear it everywhere, but it won't happen. So only as per the role that you need different sets, so that so you are going for different dresses. Write it down. Commonly, people play multiple roles. Simultaneously. Example, for instance, working women. He's playing the role of an employee, mother, and white. In order to play these roles successfully, he needs some assistance. Some telecommunication, fast food, ready-made food, housemates, school van, yeah. It provides very good opportunity, provides very good opportunity for marketeers to offer such assistance, for her to play such roles simultaneously. So that's all about the role and status. With that, we are finishing the social factors as well. Okay. Now, I'm heading to the personal factor. Okay. So these are a bit easy. Let's start with two small tasks, like if you take age and the life cycle stages, like if you take a particular person, like you and me, we are passing certain stages in our life. First, small child, we can start from the infant, the toddler, the child, or just make it as child, and then the teenage, then the young, and that's either you can break as per the age, okay? And then identify the stages in your life, and you identify which stage you want. The topic is age and the life cycle stage. As per the age, we are crossing certain stages of the life cycle. To say like, okay, stages of the life cycle from age 0 to say like 5 or something like small child, 5 to 10 child. So then 10 to say 19 teenage. So then 20 to 40 maybe young, and then the 40 to 50 adults. Okay, so then like 50 or then 60 plus maybe elder. So something like those are the main stages. Write it down, and then now write down like the inner vertically, because I want something to be written in front of each of these stages. Okay. To identify which stage that you are in. I don't want to look at it. So those are trials in the and points. 0 to 5, you can even say like small child, but it also has like infant and toddler. We don't need to have that much of detail. Let's say 0 to 5 small child, 5 to 10 child, and say 11 to 19 teenage, 20 to 40 young, say 40 to 60, I would say like adult, or 55. So then maybe 55 plus elder. I of course belongs to in that category since I'm 46. That means I'm in adult category. Now I want you to do something. So under each of these stages, you just think back your life. What was your preference? Right in front of it. Of course, I know that 0 to 5 you may not remember. Yes. But if you have like observed the child at home in that 0 to 5, see like this will be the preference of it. Otherwise, just keep it vague. That's okay. That's the next step. We can't remember. So then after that, you just look back your life and then in this age, so what was my preference? How I look at my life. And even look and think future. This stage, I might be like this. Even you have the mothers, fathers, so they might be in the elderly category. So then you can think about like the way that they are looking at the life, but their preferences. Basically, that's two questions, couple of questions you have from yourself. How I want to live my life in this stage. So that what I like. So that I was like this, those days. Now I'm in this stage. So what I want to live in this stage, which way that I wish to live. So that I prefer these things. And in the future, like once I get old, then I might be thinking like this. I want to live like this. That's your future plan. Don't stop thinking and realize that never know that I will live for the next stage. Just assume that you will live. Good plan, I really think about the future. reflecting the life that you have already spent. That we got stuck with 2 stages, okay. The marketing is general knowledge. Like so the very recently I saw it's from because they said that the education is not giving the facts, but giving the way of thinking. That's always my philosophy. No point that I'm giving the facts because facts anyway you can take it from just a matter of typing. So with the AI, you don't need lecturers. If a lecturer is coming to give the facts. Facts is freely available from the books and India to the reliable source. But it's a matter of like how we get the students trained the way of thinking. Because if the students have been trained for thinking, so the rest we will do. So that's the always my philosophy at the beginning also I'm saying, understand the way that I'm linking. So that you don't need to study history. This is just general knowledge. So now just imagine this is your life and my life. Okay? And some things that of course we can't remember. But we have observed the small parents like 0 to 5, how about their behavior? Father and mother are the heroes. And don't care about the appearance as much. Okay? And give reaction without thinking anything. Whenever they want to fight, they fight. Whenever they want to run, they run. It's like that behavior. And also, like so the marketers know that these are their basic requirements. They need high level of nutrition. Then, if you are making a nutrition like kind of a food for those ones, so they are not being given much of a sugar and the salt. Then that should be something less sugar and salt. And also like they are not being given very solid kind of thing, very liquid kind of thing. Even a biscuit that should melt very fast. But if that biscuit is given to you, you will not like it because it doesn't have any taste. And also like you feel like, oh, I can't have this. So you see the preferences, but the same person, you also have a like that. And you don't care what you are wearing. Sometimes you are there without the dress. You don't care about your appearance. So then, whatever the dress is designed, that should be very light material. Understand? So the marketeers, those who are in the clothing industry, they should know. This is their preferences because they came without the dresses. Now the parents are training them to cover up the essential areas. they will not take it as it is, so they will just, that's why the small ones, once they do the shoes, remove all this. So that's the. Likewise, it's a matter of like their behavior, so that you have to be everything very soft. Shoes and everything should be very soft. And even like the cap. So you can't have a cap like the cap that you are wearing. There should be the tie-offs, because otherwise they take it off. They don't like it. That should be designed in that. And even the milk, that should be high nutrition milk. You can't give cow milk to them. And their brain is not cows. But you have to have a high level of nutrition. Okay? Because that's the age where, like the child aged until 12 years, 80% of the brain develops. Our brain has developed before 12 years, and after that, like 80% has developed. Okay? So that either accept it or not, now you have to live with that brain. Okay? That's something. So that we should understand. And then once it's going to the next level, again the behavior change. So that the preferences are changing, so that the products also needs to be customized. Like the 5 to 10, that is the stage where they start playing with the toys. Even the toys also, it's changes. So very small age, like the toy is very like, there is no something very sharp things, but like 5 to 10, it's another kind of toy. Okay? So that one is you are getting closer to the end of the 10 years and getting into the teenage, even with the rod blocks, and also like kind of we call it as like creating the toys by themselves. Okay? And even the size of the toys, the very small age, they like a very big one. Then after that, it coming into a tiny and advanced one. The transferable ones, and also you are making by yourself. So then that is how, like, once the brain develops, their preferences even for the same product is changing. And also then they start falling in love with the cartoon characters in that stage. That is their behavior. See whether you have identified it, whether anyone can remember. Your favorite cartoon character? I don't know whether you do remember. So then you want that favorite cartoon character appears everywhere. T-shirts that you are wearing, and the shoes that you are wearing, bags, school bags, pencil case, even a book cover, everywhere, even in the bed. So everywhere you want the cartoon character. So once you soon become teenage, so that is the behavior after that, like 12, even like up to 10. Then suddenly, once you become teen, then you are shy to use something in the cartoon. Then like people will recognize you as a child. You don't want to be a child anymore after 10 plus. So that very hardly, like in the class, you are coming with the dress with the cartoon character. So the companies, they should understand. And also like very fancy, like the hair bands, like the rabbit and those kind of things. You don't wear. But the small one, nicely wear. You see that in terms of the design in the product, that's something you have to consider. And also like now you don't want to have like fancy shoes and those kind of things like about the like baby type of dresses. You don't want. And also like and even the stationaries, you might have seen the stationery cover. It's printed with this cartoon character. Soon the child became 10 plus. Don't even want to carry that to the school. I have personally. I love a lot of the stationaries. I have to donate. I don't want it. Even one carrying an umbrella, which is having a tiny cartoon. You see that how much that the one who loves, how much refusing because of the personality change. And even like when the child is like 5 to 10, not care about the appearance. So when the salon, if you are running a salon, it's okay, put it to a 0 or 1, no hairstyle. Because that person can't stay in one place. And the person doesn't care how the person is looks like. Once the person became teen, I'm so much worried about that appearance. So then he is telling that this is the hairstyle I need. Not even the school cut. So that's the stage where the person is so much concerned about the appearance. So you love to be here, like appreciate. You want to position yourself in a particular community. So when it's a small life, whoever the parent select, nicely wear. But now the decision making goes. It's not parent, it's whatever the thing that is there in the cupboard, so he decide on this is the one that I'm going to. Whatever, so that's like how the marketer should understand, like slowly the decision making power goes. So for a small child, the parent decide what dresses to be purchased, but once the child became like 10 plus, it's not the parent's decision. So it's a child's decision. Then you have to attract them as. So that's why some of the banks, so that 18 plus accounts, that you are giving the authority for the financial management also. And then after that, how the once it's became like can you remember that age of you? Teenage age. So far it's okay, like you do remember because there your heroes are your friends. So that's why you are more towards the passion. So it's not anyone else, it's the friend. So that, and even the way that they're celebrating also changed. So it's almost all the products, if you can nicely observe, so you see that the different way. Like when a small child, they said, okay, for my birthday, I want a cake, I want to cut it. And even the nature of the cake is also very childish at the beginning. But when they become like they want, like the personality, even the design itself is changed. So the cake manufacturer should know it. And also like the ones who are organizing certain events, they should know like that once they became like 12, like 10 plus, they don't want to celebrate only with the family. I don't want any birthday. So that means I don't want any birthday. They don't want any birthday with the family. But just ask like, okay, is it all right? I'm going to invite the friends. So I can say yes. Because that's the place where the life entertainment. So that you should understand, you learn the life from the friends, so that the marketeers are nice place. How about the young age? So some of you are in that stage, most of you. What's your preference in the young age? You're so much concerned about your appearance, and so you are so much love to be attracted by the opposite gender. So you are so much love to be pleased. And also there you are a little concerned about your career and you are spending a lot for education in terms of the money and the time. And like whenever you are like 20 plus, so now it's as per the some kind of stats. It's like in Sri Lanka cases 25 plus. People start thinking about their like settling down in terms of the like having a job, separate house, the vehicle, and getting married. So once they're getting closer to 30 only, they won't everything. Before that, no. So that is how that you are the priority. Like, so that you are very much concerned about the girls are very much concerned about the beauty, and you need so many the things like the matching the hair clips and those much if you have daughters and like so that you know that then you are willing to invest on education. So then once you are getting like 50 and so you feel like I should earn for myself. So then you are looking for a job. And once you are like start earning, then you have to have your own vehicle. And you are thinking of having your own house. And then you are thinking about like making the house beautiful, like furniture and those kind of things. Okay. And then you are looking for a partner, permanent one. Okay. So because the before that, so sometimes you just come and go, but then you want to be settled down once and once it's For girls, it says like, I don't know whether it's true or not, but this is because I'm kind of a researcher because I do a lot of research with the community. Community is like research group. So it says like the girls get their life serious whenever they're getting closer to 30. Until then, they won't get their life serious. The young generation. Even the relationships also like fresh because they are not much serious. Even once whoever it's offer for a marriage, they would say no. Because like I don't know why it's happening that way. It's some of the social findings. So likewise, then the marketer should understand any professional institute, any education institute. This is the crowd. And also like the house constructors, house sellers, and the vehicle sellers, they know that these people are the ones very much concerned about. So that you have to attract them in a way that you want to attract. And once the people became like 40 plus, so even that 20 to 40, so like 30 to 40 is another behavior, another preference. You want to have babies, and then then your preferences are changing. Like it's not you, it's the dependent. So sometimes like you are giving everything for your children, so if left, then you take it for yourself. You see the priority, how it's being changed. So earlier you were thinking about your education, now you are thinking about the child's education. Earlier you are thinking about having delicious food for yourself, but now you are thinking about the child. So there are some cases like someone said that okay, one other selling is it's one of my friends and she was telling like anyway we are giving everything to child, and so one day I went to a restaurant, I was selling the very nice the food. Because I was thinking myself, like, anyway, like, I'm not having it for a longer period of time, so I did alone. You see? So that she was telling me, because I feel sorry about myself, because I'm giving everything to my dependent, I don't entertain myself. There are maybe some exceptional cases like that, but I'm saying that generally, that is the case, so that you should understand, in that particular age, not the people want their benefit, but for the family benefit. Then how about whenever we are getting closer to once being 40 plus, then be concerned about the health, not before that. Then you are so much worried about the sugar level, the height, weight, and whether you are having diabetes, pressure, and the cholesterol, not before that. So you eat whatever is coming to your table, but after that you are very particular on that. Because you know that I don't want to make your life little expand. You know, you are getting closer to the end of the life cycle. So then only you are looking for retirement plan. So you don't think about retirement plan because it's too early for you. So you might be thinking like before getting retired, I should have to have a proper establishment in the career. The ones those who are like getting closer to like 50 plus, and then you are thinking like after getting retired, what am I going to do? So likewise, so that the companies they are targeting, okay, this is the even the promotions also, even the bank's promotion, you see like the crowd, it's all the crowd that they are speaking. So accordingly, say even like once it's 55 plus, then only people start talking about the spiritual side of the life. So they are that all the certain kind of the somebody on the whatever. So if someone come and speak to you, you know, I can go, but not to the somebody. If you are going somewhere else, I will come. But that crowd, it says that not going. So that is the reality, like the way that we are spending the life, the priorities are changing, so that our behaviors are changing. Accordingly, we demand certain products. So for each status, some I gave you. For very small, the 0 to 5, less clothes, less stylish, high nutrition. Less clothes, less stylish, high nutrition. Just only the example. Then 5 to 10. Love cartoon characters. And toys. And so much of experiments. And 10 to 19, 11 to 19, becoming stylish, highly influenced by reference group, try to be independent. Try to be independent. And the and also you can write down, don't like cartoon. That age you don't like the cartoon. But then again, preference is stage like the Transformers and those kind of like action kind of things. The 20 to 40. Spend lot for education. Spend lot for education. Thinking about the career. Not thinking about the career. Follow academic and professional programs. Follow academic and professional programs. Finding jobs. Interested to settle down. Interested to settle down in the life. In terms of career, house, vehicle, and partner. Then say 40 to 55. More concern about the dependent's future. More concern about the dependent's future. Dependents means they are children. More concern about the dependent's future. Spend for dependence education. Spend for dependence education. High concern about the health. High concern about the health. And the retirement plan. Retirement plan. Then like 55 plus. Looking at the spiritual side of the life. And as for the Buddhism, like experts. So this. So these stages are very important for certain companies. Like even for a clothing manufacturer, different stages, different preferences for the different design. clothing company. Even for shoes, same. Different preferences, different way of selection, like that. And even for the for fashion industry, it's fashion industry is something relevant. And even for education, that's something important. And also for vacation, that's something important. The FMCG product, that's something important because you are very concerned about the fat and the sugar consumption. The banking, that's something important. Insurance, that's something important. So most of the products, that's something important. Like where you get the priority. Okay, so stop. You next slide.